Who am I? Who am I is the only question worth asking, and the only one never answered. It is your destiny to play an infinity of roles, but these roles are not yourself. The spirit is non-local, but it leaves behind a fingerprint, which we call the body. A wizard does not believe himself to be a local event, dreaming of a larger world. A wizard is a world dreaming of local events. Wizards and their kind have often been content to remain nameless and placeless. They do not like to stay in one locale where mortals might become overfamiliar. "Whoever calls my name is a stranger," Merlin said. "Your recognizing my face doesn't mean you know me." Wizards see themselves as citizens of the cosmos. Therefore, any localized place where they can be found is irrelevant. In mortal life, what limits us first and last are names, labels, and definitions. Having a name is useful. It lets you know which birth certificate is yours. But it quickly turns into a limitation. Your name is a label. It defines you as having been born at such and such a time and place to a certain set of parents. After a few years, your name defines you as going to such and such a school and then on to such and such a profession. By the time you are 30, your identity is hemmed in by a box of words. The walls of the box might consist of the following: Catholic tax lawyer, educated at Cornell, married with 3 children and a mortgage. These facts may not be inaccurate, but they are misleading. They trap an unconditioned spirit inside conditions. Many of these limitations seem to pertain to you when in fact they only pertain to your body, and you are far more than your body. The wizard has a peculiar relationship to his body. He sees it as a wisp of consciousness taking shape in the world, much as rocks, trees, mountains, words, wishes, and dreams flow and take shape. The fact that a wish or a dream is insubstantial, while one's body is solid, does not perturb a wizard. Wizards lack our ordinary prejudice that equates solid with real. To experience this lesson, you need to forget your name for a while. Let's say, "Who am I?" is a real question now. Escaping name and form means finding out who you really are. Most of the time we experience ourselves through limitation. Playing a role is a limitation, yet every person slips in and out of roles all the time. Remember when you were a child and your mother was all important? It did not occur to you that she had a life other than being mommy. Her identity was fixed in your mind. Only after you grew up did you see that she played other roles, such as wife, sister, daughter, career woman, and so on. It is difficult for most children to accept the fact that mothers live lives that are not centered entirely around motherhood. Such is the natural self-centeredness of all small children. But over time, we learn to slip into our own roles and by following the examples of our parents. Taking on more roles seems like a way of expanding our experience. A woman who was only a mother would find her life suffocating. Being complete in our society means wearing as many hats as possible, but the wizard does not see the situation that way at all. To him, being complete means being free from all roles. I am a free spirit reduced to the experience of this little body, Merlin would say. You can circle the sun with your thumb and forefinger, but doesn't its light still fill the sky? Stepping out of role-playing is a tricky business, yet you cannot enter the wizard's world if you define yourself through the roles you play. So what is the experience of being entirely free from roles? It is actually quite simple. When you wake up in the morning, there is an instant before you start thinking about your day, a moment of just feeling awake, without any particular thought on your mind. You are just yourself, in a simple state of awareness. This experience of simplicity repeats itself off and on during the day, but few people notice it. because our habit is to identify with the thinking process. It too goes on throughout the day. In reality, however, you are not what you are thinking.